Hey everybody, it's Brayson from Pillowhead Games here again, here today with devlog number 3 for the Zero Dome. As per usual, it's been a long time since I did the last devlog. Quite a lot of stuff has changed since. The biggest one being that we now have a main menu area. Got a nice big logo, big play button, leaderboards. So I've started integrating Steam, so I now have a Steam leaderboard here. So this here will get the top 10 overall leaderboards. I've yet to put in local leaderboards as well, that's purely online right now. So this is where you'll be when the game starts. You will have a leaderboard here, you'll have local leaderboard, online leaderboard. Over on this side I'll put a little how to play screen, which will tell you how to play obviously. So let's get right into playing itself. Play. So you've got these little handles here so you can pull yourself out into space and then launch yourself out to the first block. So I've recentered where the gameplay takes place. Originally it was you start in the middle and then, oh hello, hold up, look at this dude. You would start in the middle area and it would spawn in a radius around the middle, but I've since changed that, so now they'll spawn in a small radius around near the entrance. So that will spawn in an area around the entrance, so it's easy to get to. And then the longer you play, the further and further away they'll be spawning, until eventually you'll have like one spawn on this side, one spawn all the way, like way over there. So the other big thing that I've changed is we now have some sound effects. I don't have headphones on right now, so I don't know what I'm actually hearing. I don't know what you're hearing. But I have sound effects for the guns when you shoot. Sound effects for the drones flying around, for them shooting. Reloading sound effects. Sound effects for the jet. I think I have sound effects for building. So it all sounds a lot better now. I do need to do some more environmental sounds just for the environment itself. And probably some sounds for when you switch weapons, which brings me to the item switching wheel, which has gotten a little bit of a visual upgrade. So now I actually have little icons to tell you what you're about to select. So, you know, hand, single shot pistol, machine gun, and building tool. So let's just switch to that. And of course that is on both hands, so it just looks a whole lot better and you actually know what you're selecting now. Alright, where are these guys? Now one other thing, which you may have already noticed, is that I'm not currently playing on a Vive. I'm playing on one of the new Windows Mixed Reality headsets. And so this morning, got an email saying that I have access to their Steam VR preview closed beta. And I thought, sure, let's try it out. Let's see how my game runs through Steam VR on this. And right now it's actually going quite well. As for the hands, the tracking on them is very good. A lot better than I thought it would be. One of my main concerns was that because it loses tracking when they're outside your field of view, is that when you're climbing around and doing lots of stuff with your hands where you can't see them, I thought that would be weird, but as you can see, it works perfectly fine for what I need it to do. This game is pretty much completely playable. There are a few small tweaks that I have to make, which is the biggest one being the heads-up display. Because this headset has a lower field of view, which is like 90 degrees compared to 110 on the Rift and the Vive. I need to tweak the heads-up display because it is a little bit hard to see on the edges right now. But then other things such as the slightly higher resolution, that is definitely noticeable. Everything just has that little bit more detail. So one of the main things that I'm working on right now is balancing the game. Because it's one of those situations where you spend 6 months making a game, and you just get so good at it because you've play tested it over and over and over. So when you try to test the difficulty, you're like, okay, I'll make it so it's hard enough for me to play. Then you test it on some other people and they're like, this is way, way, way too hard. So, starting early next week, going to be running a little beta of the game, alpha, whatever you want to call it. And I want to get some feedback, if anyone wants to play it. I want to get some feedback on the difficulty, tweak it so that it's not too hard, it's not too easy, make sure the games aren't too short or too long. Because right now I do think it is a little bit on the easy side, but I have been wrong before. I've tested with people locally and they've found it very hard. So I would love to see what you guys think. I will leave a link to a Google form down below where I'll just ask you some questions like for your email address, your PC specs, how experienced you are with VR, how sick you get from VR, because that's another thing that I want to know is, obviously, is how does this make people feel? I mean, I've gotten good feedback about the motion sickness side of things, in which I haven't made anyone feel sick with it yet, but it's always good to test on a wide user base. And then the other thing with the computer specs is that I've been developing this game on a pretty beefy computer with like a NVIDIA 1080 and like 64 gigs of RAM. So I haven't been able to test it on like lower spec computers like say a 1060. So I would love to get some feedback about how much I need to optimize it. So as I said, I'll put a link to that Google form down in the description. If you would love to try out the game and offer me some feedback on it, I would love to send you a code. Once the balancing is done, the next step will be to add some music. Just pump up the atmosphere a little bit. So what I want to do is I want to have music for when you're in the main menu area. Just like a little piece of theme music. I'm not sure if I'll do music during general gameplay, but I do want to have a piece of dramatic music for when you're inside of the hill. Just to make it feel a little bit more hectic. Because when you are inside of the hill, the enemies do spawn more frequently. Yes, it will be launching on Steam VR initially. I've gotten myself a Rift recently as well, so I want to add support to Oculus Rift. I've got, so I mean I can do Steam VR, I can do Rift through Steam VR, and now Windows Mixed Reality through Steam VR. But it would also be nice to have native versions of the apps. So, also going to be experimenting with Microsoft's version, or Microsoft's fork of Unreal Engine, which has support natively for Windows Mixed Reality. See what's involved in porting it over to that. Hopefully not too much. But right now, the focus is definitely on Steam first. And then after that, we'll decide what platforms we can go native on. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this update on the game. Progress is coming along pretty well, I would say. And as I said before, if you want to help me test the game, I'll put a link to the beta form down in the description below. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.